Chapter 15, Partnership. Mrs. Hackney called my mom at work right after school, so by dinner time on Wednesday, my whole family knew everything that Dr. Trindler had discovered. Our evening meal was a smorgasbord of emotions. Mom and Dad didn't know whether to be mad at me for keeping a secret from them, or to be thrilled that I was a genius, and not some idiot who thought Dee's had a pretty shape. My mom said, "Isn't this exciting? If we can get an admissions interview, and if Nora does well on the entrance test, I bet she could get into Shelbourne Academy, maybe even get a scholarship. And from there, who knows? Our little Nora could end up at Princeton, or even Yale or Harvard." I could tell Anne didn't like the idea one bit. She had been the star student all her life. But she was pretending she wasn't interested. And she said, "I knew that Nora was smart all along." And then Todd heard the news and he rolled his eyes and said, "Just what I need around here, another smart sister." I let everyone else do the talking during dinner, and I didn't volunteer any more information about my report card. When my mom said, "I guess I understand a little bit better about those bad grades now," I just smiled and nodded. Because that wasn't part of the deal. Yes, now they knew I wasn't an average kid, and they figured out that for years I had been getting average grades on purpose. By my reason for getting those D's, they didn't need to know about that. I faced the fact that my plan was ruined. Everyone would be watching me now. All the teachers would know I was smart, and it probably wouldn't be long before the whole 5th grade would know about me too. School is no place to try to keep a secret. After dinner, I went to my room to read, and about 8 o'clock, Todd yelled upstairs, "Hey, Nora, your boyfriend's on the phone." I picked up the portable phone in the hall and took it into my room. "Hello?" "Hi, Nora." Stephen didn't have to say his name because he was the only boy who ever called me. From downstairs, Todd had made a big, wet kissing sound into the phone, and in a high voice that was supposed to sound like me, he said, "Oh, Stephen, I'm so glad you called. I've been missing you all night." "Todd," I said, "you are such a jerk." And then I yelled, "Mom, make Todd hang up the phone." The kitchen phone clattered into the cradle, and I said, "Sorry. Todd's not winning any prizes for maturity this week." Stephen said, "Maturity? Well, how about you? That thing you did in the lunchroom today wasn't exactly cool either." He sounded mad. I hadn't been ready for an attack, and that's what it felt like. I said, but I couldn't stand it. You heard Merton. He was being awful. And I had to make him stop." Stephen said, "But he wasn't talking to you, Nora. He wasn't even sitting at your table. It was none of your business, and I don't need anybody to take care of me." I said, "But if someone was attacking me and making everybody laugh at me, wouldn't you help me? If you could, wouldn't you?" That stopped him. He said, I guess so." Then he thought a little and said, "But it wasn't like that, Nora. We were just talking. I'm not afraid of being laughed at. And besides, everybody knows that Merton's a stupid creep. Nobody takes him seriously. All you did was make yourself look like a fool." It hurt when Stephen said that. I didn't say anything. "Nora?" I didn't answer. Stephen blew a big breath out through his mouth. Then he said, "Listen, I'm sorry I called you a fool, okay? I'm sorry, okay? And what you said to Merton, it was really pretty great." Then Stephen paused for a few seconds and said, "Actually, I wish I could have said all that." I waited another second or two. "Honest?" I asked. He said, honest. And how do you know all the extra stuff about the sun and everything? A new fact was staring me in the face. I knew I would never have a better chance than this moment to tell Stephen the truth, the facts of me. I also knew that if Stephen didn't hear the truth directly from me, it would be bad. So I said, that stuff about the sun, I did some extra reading. It's sort of complicated, but listen, I've got to explain something important. I told Stephen everything about how I had learned to read when I was 2.5, and the way I had only pretended to learn how to read when we were in first grade. I told him how I had kept all my test scores lower, and how even my own family hadn't known how smart I was. I explained the way I had missed questions on the mastery testing on purpose. I told him how Mrs. Byrne had found my computer files and then kept my secret. And I even told him that Dr. Trindler and the IQ test. When I was done, Stephen was quiet. Then he said, "How smart are you?" "Well," I said, "Dr. Trindler thinks I'm a genius." "Are you? Are you a genius?" I could hear it in Stephen's voice, what I'd always been afraid of. Stephen was all ready to start to think I was weird. Weird Nora, the genius girl. And I knew that the next couple of sentences would be important. I said, "I guess I am, but so what? So what if I'm a genius? I'm still me, Stephen. It's not like I'm any different." "Yeah? Well, what about lunch today?" he asked. "That was pretty different." "Okay, yeah, that was kind of different. But if I hadn't just told you everything else, would you have started to think I had turned into this totally different person or something? I'm still me. No matter what, I'm still me." There was only the hum of the open phone line. Then Stephen said, But it's like you've been a spy for years. Like you've been this genius secret agent spying on all our regular kids. And all those D's on your report card? I was really worried about you. And all the time you were just goofing around?" "No," I said. "That's the thing, Stephen. I wasn't goofing around. I got those D's on purpose. Because I got mad about the way everyone makes such a big deal about grades. And test scores, too. I had a plan. And now it's completely ruined and I'm in all kinds of trouble. So how much of a genius could I really be?" Stephen said, "You had a plan? What kind of plan?" "Oh, it's all messed up now," I said. "But I just wanted to show everybody that bad grades don't mean a kid isn't smart, and that good grades don't always mean a kid is so smart either. And I thought the teachers liked giving all those tests and grades and everything, but Mrs. Byrne told me that that's not really true. A lot of the teachers don't like all the competition and the testing, especially the mastery tests. Like I said, my plan was lousy from the start." Again, the only sound was the hiss of the phone. Then Stephen began talking. Slowly at first, then faster. He said, "Everybody's going to find out now, right? They're going to know that you're really smart, aren't they?" "Yeah," I said, "I guess so. Like all our teachers will know, and Mrs. Hackney, and the kids too. Everybody, right?" I said, "Yeah, everybody. Listen, everybody's going to know you're this genius now. So everyone thinks you're going to be that way, super smart, right? And they're all going to think that now that you'll get good great grades and do all the gifted program and stuff, right?" "Yeah," I said, "probably, especially my parents." Stephen could barely get the words out. He was talking so fast. He said, "So that's what everyone's going to expect now, right? The super smart kid. And what if you don't do that? What if you don't do what everyone expects? Like you break the regular rules about being smart and you start playing by different rules, your rules. He paused, waiting for my reaction, but he couldn't wait. See what I mean? He asked, do you get it? Stephen's idea wasn't like a light bulb turning on. It was like a blast from a laser cannon. I almost shouted, Stephen, that's a fantastic idea. You're a genius. Stephen and I kept talking, and in just 10 minutes a new plan was born. A better plan. An amazing plan. Something else happened as we talked. Something that made those 10 minutes the best 10 minutes of my life. Because during those 10 minutes, our friendship changed completely. Our friendship became a partnership, an equal partnership. The new plan involved some risks for me and for Stephen too, but I didn't care about the risks, and neither did Stephen. We were in it together.